Want to bet?
Yes,
Wanna?
that meant yes. Yeah.
Listen,
Less threatening.
You can do it at Sports Interaction. It's Canada's sportsbook. Football is in full swing. Baseball playoffs.
Still going for
Not
us.
for the
us.
Jays.
No.
Thank you, Jesse.
The hockey season, which starts this week, is fabulous as well. We got a ton of props that we're going over with David Bassel, but you can bet pregame, you can bet live and play, or in one of the many prop bets, which we've brought up before on the show. Made for Canadians by Canadians. Sports Interaction makes it easy for you to deposit, to play, and to cash out. Join now and see all that sports betting has to offer. Head to sportsinteraction.com/STPN. That is sportsinteraction.com/STPN. Thank you. Ontario only, 18 plus. Please play responsibly. Well, I guess you two idiots, if the comment section is to believe, you two idiots were not incorrect about Nick Robertson. He is not on the starting lineup today, gentlemen.
We said it for like a month.
No.
I'm not happy.
Did you do you even watch the game? Do you
Not
know
happy about
hockey?
Oh my
Have you ever been on Reddit where they know hockey?
They do. They do.
They do know hockey.
They do.
But Robertson should be, for all rights, on this team. It's just, and Keefe said it yesterday, it comes down to the fact that one is waivers exempt and one is not.
Yeah, and Sean McKenzie had a good TikTok, as he does. He is a very.
He's
good
very
TikTok.
good at that.
He is quite good. Basically, as I understand it, if Tavares is not ready to go for the second game of the season on Thursday, Nick Robertson can be recalled on an emergency basis.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it looks like Tavares is going to be back.
So it was interesting because what Keefe also said is that if Tavares isn't ready to go, they're just going to dress a short lineup.
Which in your home opener is garbage, frankly. You had the whole summer to prepare for this, man. Someone got hurt. That happens
In
man.
hockey.
Mm-hmm.
They're $4.
You can't dress a short lineup in the home opener.
They're $4 under the cap right now. That's what Cap Friendly revealed yesterday.
Yeah, so they're spending over. A bunch of teams are spending over, but they're using LTIR. We've gone over this 1,000 times. The closer you are to the cap, the more you are allowed to dip into your LTIR pool, which encourages teams to spend more money, which flies directly in the face of what the hell the salary cap is there for. So I don't know what any of us are doing here. And the Zach Aston...
No. Tell me again how teams don't like using it. They don't like it, man.
No,
it's hard.
We hate it. And Zach AstonReese, I think we discovered why he was on a PTO. It was never a PTO, ever, at any point. It was we don't know what we can give you yet. Do you care if it's a few $1,000s off?
Yeah.
You're going to make over $800,000 anyway. And Zach AstonReese, who's obviously a legend, said, yeah, don't worry, it's cool. And then Brandon Pridham said, what can I get for this many? And plunked down a bunch of random money on the table.
And if you had listened to the CJ show, he said as much.
Which I don't.
If you're a listener of that
I gotta
show,
say, I love the CJ show.
you would have known this weeks ago when CJ said at the end of this, Zach AstonReese is going to have a contract. It's just not right now.
And they said, here, well, what is the dollar amount?
Adam has it.
The dollar amount, what, for Zach AstonReese?
Yeah.
$840,000.
800? No. There's
you want me to
Brandon? When Brandon Pridham signs a contract, he uses all 6 of those digits.
All right, I'll look it up on Cap Friendly here.
All 6 of them.
840630.
That's $630.
He makes sure every cap hit looks like a phone number.
Take Pridham and Dubas out for lunch for that one.
Yeah.
That is an exact number.
Or just ask Mitch and Austin to pay because they're the highest paid guys. And also they had to get their jersey number.
If it had been $640 or $650, the Leafs are in cap overage.
Isn't that funny?
$600, $630. If it had been $640, they're $6 over.
$635.
Yeah, they're going. Yeah.
Could they have given him the $4? Is what I want to know.
No. Yeah. You know what? Today he might be thinking like, why couldn't you just give me the $4? Wouldn't that have been hilarious?
Why, Dubas? You cheap jerk! Give him the $4.
I'm gonna assume the accounting is easier when it ends in a 0.
Give him the $4. Give it to him. You let the Canucks out-calculator you by having $0. Give him the $4. Justice for Czar. ZAR.
Oh,
Zach asked me.
I don't like that.
No, you're right.
There's nothing wrong with
I don't
Czar.
like it either.
They're
Czar's not what we're
just
going
oppressive
with.
regimes.
ZAR. Oh, he's ZAR. He's been ZAR. His
What
whole
about
career.
Choco?
What?
What about Raz?
Or chocolate? We call him chocolate because it's Reese.
Oh no!
Or we call him peanut butter.
Peanut butter?
Peanut?
Peanut butter's good.
Oh my God!
PB?
Reese is how we finally get our cup.
Oh, hey.
We call him cups.
He was
Mid-season
one
form.
of the
here.
missing pieces. Oh,
I think cups.
cup.
Cupsy?
That sounds like another
Cupsy.
Crave presentation of the universe. And what's the Shorzy and what's the other one? The
The fucking yeah. I
you know the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Cupsy. Let's do it.
cups.
If
so thrown.
Tavares is ready to go, the lineup is as followed, and you might want to get used to this because the top 6 seem pretty much set until Robertson's up full time. Bunting, Matthews, Marner, Nylander, Tavares, Dennis Malgin, Leaf fan favorite.
Ooh.
Engvall, Kerfoot, Yarncroke. And this fourth line is, I think, on paper, the most the worst fourth line I've ever seen in Leafs history. And what I mean by that is worst to play against.
Oh,
AstonReese, Kampf, Obey Kubel.
who has that?
That's Jonas Siegel.
I see.
And by the way, Riley Brody, Muzzin Hall, Giordano Sandy.
What I kept saying is everyone who has David Kampf on the third line, or sorry, on the fourth line, you're wrong. That's the third line center. What are you doing? For Kerfoot to be what appears to be the full-time third line center. Not how I saw this season going. I mean, we traded that guy months ago.
What are you doing? Where are you putting him?
Well,
Are you moving him around?
I like the
this is the
Kerfoots.
thing.
That's depth.
This
That's
is a
good.
perfect lineup.
So what the reason they're doing it is they have obviously made a decision that we're not doing the Nylander Kerfoot Tavares thing. Nylander, so sometimes reporters screw up the left and right, but it appears Jonas Siegel has them intentionally correct. So Nylander is on the left. Tavares is center. Malgin, who is sometimes a center, sometimes a right wing, is on the right wing. Engvall, Kerfoot, Yarncroke. You could flip Engvall and Kerfoot, but Kerfoot's probably the better center at this point. Yeah.
And that's
I
pretty
mean,
good lineup.
that's a stupidly deep lineup.
And you know, you got some scoring threat from the third line, but the fourth line, the reason I think it's something worth actually focusing on is that if this line can live up to its billing, which is defensively strong, it would be the best, because the Leafs have never, ever, since we started the show, been able to figure out what the hell to do with the fourth line. When we started the show, it was in the wake of Brian Burke's dismissal in the Dave Nonis era, which was top 2 lines score, bottom 2 lines punch face,
Yes.
and be otherwise useless.
Truculence.
And when we say useless, I'm talking like guys who could not play anymore.
No.
Guys that could not be trusted in any situation other than to grab another guy by the collar and go sit in the box. Now you've got players that, they're tough.
To be
but
fair to
they're-
Brian Burke, he had the best ones.
He did have the best. Yeah.
He did have the.
I mean, if you look at that Anaheim team, you would not have wanted to mess with that Anaheim Cup team.
No, listen. If you're gonna goon it up, you better have the best ones.
Yes,
they did.
But it wasn't very effective. And if you look at the Leafs since then, like think about their fourth lines, even through the Matthews era. Like it was Matt Martin and who
Oh man.
on the fourth line.
He was the designated tough guy, which I don't think works.
No, and then they had Spezza for a few years there, which was fun.
I didn't hate when Clifford Spezza Simmons was running, like when they're all at their full powers.
If they were uninjured, sure. Yeah.
So I'm just looking at the lineup and like the idea of a shutdown line. My favorite version of it is Engvall, Kampf, Yarncroke. But here's the thing. He can still do that if he wants. Sheldon Keefe can just be like, okay, Kampf, go out there this time.
All right.
You know what I mean? It's game one. there's going to be flipping, there's going to be flopping. A Kerfoot trade could still happen.
Sure.
Because
Stop it. Stop trading Kerfoot.
Well, no, but if he's the fourth line center.
He's not.
No, but if that flip happens and he's more regularly the fourth line center, then it could absolutely
And
happen.
then somebody gets injured and you're like, you know what? I wish I really had that Swiss
and then he's
Army
right
knife.
back up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know people are exhausted by it, but like I don't
want
see how you trade him and get better.
I don't want to watch Kerfoot and Nylander try to have chemistry again. They don't.
Yeah.
Whenever Tavares is out, it's like, oh, that second line is going to be garbage. They don't work well together. They
Nylander,
don't.
Tavares, Malgin is
That's a line. You know what? Maybe Malgin's the center. If Tavares is out.
Oh, if Tavares is out.
Well,
I thought you were doing the Tavares as a winger now.
No. Not yet.
Well, so another thing I'm looking at. So Kampf is wicked on faceoffs. I don't know if Obey Kubel or AstonReese do much of that. Engvall can take him. Kerfoot can take him. Yarncroke can take him. Malgin can take him. Tavares can take him. Nylander can take him. Matthews can take him. And Marner, he can. But that's a shitload of guys who can take draws on a team that was already one of the best teams in the league at it. Listen, it's a great team. Leaf fans, just enjoy it. I know all that matters is how they do in the playoffs.
No, this is going to be a fun year.
Enjoy it. Don't wish the time away. You can't speed it up. Time is undefeated both ways. Both ways. You can't speed it up.
It goes how it goes.
It goes how it goes. So just enjoy it.
Are we sure we don't want to try Matthews and Willie again and Marner and Tavares?
I think that if you switch Marner and Matthews up, I think you're going to have an angry Austin Matthews. And I think Austin Matthews wanted to play with Mitch Marner for years. Babs wouldn't let them because I think he was smart in one way in the sense that he was like, listen, I know that Nylander's going to do better with Matthews and Marner can handle things on his own. But also, he was stupid because why wouldn't you put those two together, you imbecile?
The path to a solution is not to create a problem.
Right.
Matthews and Marner is one of the most dynamic 1-2s in the league. He scored 60 friggin' goals. So it's up to Tavares and Nylander to be personally better and for Malgin to work better.
Right. And we gave Edmonton shit for years for playing Draisaitl and McDavid together the whole time, but it seems to have worked out for them.
It's been okay.
Well, it's just they didn't have anybody else to play for them.
Well,
right?
Do you take away from that strength or do you figure your shit out?
Address your weaknesses elsewhere.
And that's what they did.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Edmonton's found a way to, not to pivot to them, but like they don't do that anymore because they got Hyman and Kane.